We're back. Hopefully you guys can hear me. We're on the search for the sharks again. My connection is not so good right now. Don't know why the connection is not as good. But we'll keep searching here. I changed batteries. Now I think it might be a shark. No, see how that kelp there on the bottom looks like a shark? So we're going to go into the area where we were filming earlier. And hopefully we get some. Oh, wow, wow, he's still there. Right in the shallow. We're going to stay on this shark. It's just too pretty to ignore with this condition here of the water. You know, guys, we could find the big shark that I started the last feed with. That was a big 12-footer, untagged. The untagged ones are usually the bigger ones, for sure. This is a bigger juvenile, probably in the 10-foot range. That untagged shark was easily 12 feet. And again, as I said earlier, I know it's 12 feet because I got the kayak right next to it, and I was able to film it and film the scars it had. That video will come out in a couple of weeks. I'm putting the last touches on that one. It's pretty cool because those of you with a keen eye will start noticing that I'm incorporating a lot of underwater footage now into the videos. So hopefully you enjoy that. Look at this clarity here. Beautiful. Hola, Argentina. I have folks from Argentina joining us. I do speak Spanish. And quite a bit of Portuguese as well. Yes, this is definitely a great white. It is a white shark, that's for sure. You're looking at likely in the 9.5 to 11 foot range. This is a larger juvenile. I just like filming them in shallow water. I mean, this is really, really shallow water, folks. Underwater drones don't really have a good use because of the stability factor on them for cinematic use. Because remember, my main job is filming cinematically for film and TV. So the underwater drones just don't really cut it. I don't get tiger sharks or bull sharks in this area. We're just a little too far north for that. But nature is unpredictable. You never know. Maybe this year, if there's going to be a year we get a tiger shark up here, it could be this year. We do get hammers sometimes. With this El Nino event, I fully expect to see some hammerhead sharks in Southern California. All right. We were on that shark. I'm going to try to look for that big one that we had earlier. All right, there. So you see this dot here? That's a shark as well. Right here. This is how hard it is to spot them, but that is a shark right in the middle of the frame, right there. Definitely a shark down in the deep. So we're searching. That's kelp there on the surface. I'm in Southern California, Sean. How far offshore? Well, you know what? I'm going to go back to the shark because I'd rather have a shark in frame than continue searching. Searching takes hours sometimes. It does. It takes a lot of effort. So once I find one, especially for the live feed, I like to stay on it. So that question of how far from shore am I? Here's the shore. There's the shore. So you can see the ocean break right there, and we have a shark right here. So we're just going to stay on this shark. It might do something cool. You never know. Maybe it'll go back into the shallow area. What I do want to check, though, is I do want to see if any of the sharks went closer to the surfers, or if there's another shark here in this area. So I'm going to go back this way just to see. Because the water was so clear in this area, it would be cool to get another shark here. Doesn't look like it. And I don't see any sharks in this area. So that shark passed through this, all this clear water that shark passed through. Go back to it over here somewhere. It was near shore, right? It's gonna have to be over here. Where'd you go, shark? Did you do a disappearing act on us? See how how easy it is to lose one? I don't see it. Don't see a white shark now. We've lost it. Or I lost it. Alright, I'm going to go up. I'm going to find this shark. It was just in the visible water. I went to go look for the other one, and we lose it. Very, very sneaky animals, huh? Look at that. Literally lost the shark. I mean, I don't see anything in the deep. This is why I say it's best to just stay on one shark. Let me change, go into what it's called Explorer mode. It adds a little bit of contrast to my image. Right now I'm looking for dark shadows that would signify there's a shark. We did see one, a couple of them here. It's just into deeper water. You know, bull sharks, the thing about bull sharks, guys, this discussion about the bull sharks, is you often forget what kind of conditions each species is found in. So a big part of the reason bull sharks are perceived to be more dangerous, for example, is because they're usually found in more turbid waters. They're found in areas where fresh water and salt water mixes, and visibility is bad. So it's not necessarily, that they're much more aggressive. It's just that the conditions that they're found in often are conducive to negative encounters. I hope that helps it. It's just one of the factors. We always got to have, look at everything and the nuances that are involved when you look at different species, and comparing whether one is more aggressive than the other is not always accurate because there's so many factors involved. And we lost this shark, guys. This shark went into the deep, and we've lost it. We lost it, so this is not as exciting as our first feed where we had the shark the whole time. Oh, look at this. We were just here, folks. Do you see how fast it can change? Like, this shark came right to the shallows. We flew right over this. It wasn't there. All right. So, also, I think what happens, a lot of people see this footage and think that it's pretty easy to capture sharks on camera, but it's much harder than it looks. I mean, you just saw how fast they can disappear. Like, he's going back into the deep water, and if he drops down another 4 feet in the water, he's gone. Andrew, you didn't see any sharks. Those are all pieces of kelp. I have a crystal clear 4K view of this. So, yeah, those weren't sharks I missed, guys. They are actually... There's a lot of kelp floating that looks like sharks. I'll give you an example. If I'm just flying fast right here, that little dark thing in the middle looks like a shark. It's not a shark. It's, you know, see all these dark spots? Those aren't sharks. Those aren't sharks. That's a shark. I use Mavic 4 Pros and Inspire 3s. In case you're wondering what drones I use Mavic 4 Pros, Inspire 3s. I have 3 Mavic 4s that I take with me on a daily basis. They're not cheap, folks. All right, we're going to stay on this guy here. Phobie Media, they're a little more expensive, but that's not what you got to, that's not the drone. I have $8,000 in batteries on top of the drones. So, like, the batteries are not cheap. You can buy the Mavic 4 for $4,000 and 2 batteries. That's just not going to cut it. You need 20 batteries. 20 times $250. It adds up pretty fast. This looks like the same shark as earlier. Yeah, it's the tag. And it looks like this shark is enjoying this shallow water. See how shallow that is. Southern California, Scott. We're in Southern California. If you're just joining me, I don't share exact locations of where I am because, again, there are some bad actors out there that would love to know where I'm filming right now so they can come catch these sharks and kill them. A couple weeks ago, local news ran stories about a white shark at the Hermosa Beach Pier, which is somewhere where I filmed on a few occasions. And the very next week, 20 great white sharks were caught by fishermen from that pier. That's not a coincidence. Computer credit, I do want to get back up there. I haven't been up in that area, San Simeon, enough, but I do know that there's definitely some cool stuff to be filmed there. Something's happening here. Let me see the shark. See his head, how it's turning? He's interested in something here. He's arched back around. Really crystal clear, shallow water here. Wow. I need to go up. Oh, it's a bird. Look at this. Look at this bird. I just can't. I just love filming them in clear water like this. Let me get you even closer here. That's the best view you'll see of a white shark today. Look at that. Live great white sharks from the drone. So glad you guys can share this with me. I do take my wife, my son with me often, but most of the time I'm out here by myself because it's the best way to focus and get the things I need done. And sometimes I get to share it with you guys, and it's great. I'm glad you can join. Yeah, you always worry about losing a drone, especially when you have $30,000 of drone equipment. But, you know. I'm honestly more worried about getting them stolen than I am losing them by flight. I've never lost an actual drone flying. This is spectacular conditions. This is just like a swimming pool right now. And it is slowly going back to where the area where the surfers were, so we'll see if we get an interaction here. That's a pretty shot. Just lift up slowly. Gives you an idea of how clear the water is. And nothing in front of this shark. Whoa, whoa, we got another one over here. Look at this. We got two sharks in frame. That's cool. Thank you, David. It depends. I do my homework, so I kind of have an idea. It used to take me a lot longer, but it also depends. Sometimes it can take a few hours. Sometimes, like today, it can take 30 seconds. But look how dark that shark is, and look how light this shark is. So this is a smaller shark, but this one is much lighter colored. So that tells me that this shark doesn't spend as much time either in the shallows or on the surface as the other shark. This one's not tagged. He's got a big scar on the right. I recognize this shark. It rained 2 days ago. It rained 2 days ago here. So, the ocean's just unique. You never know. It's so unpredictable. The wind was supposed to be really crazy right now for today. But I am very persistent, and yesterday was supposed to be calm, and I was in Malibu yesterday, and it was windy. So, just never know. You just got to put in the time and go out and do it. I'm going to go down close to this shark. This is a pretty shark. A little bit scuffed up there. Right in the shallow. Holy cow. Look at that. That's even clearer than earlier. All right, the closer you get to them, the harder it is to track them and keep them in frame. Look at this. You can see that dorsal fin really clearly. You can see some scars on the right side of this shark. Let's see if I can even get closer. I would think they could get suntan by going slower. I mean, they're spending more time there. That's a good question. I'm going to have to go back up here.
Obstacle sensing unavailable.
All right, it's going through some kelp, so maybe we'll get some action on some kelp. Sometimes they bite at it. Let's see, and hit record. Get down into film mode here. Maybe we'll get some kelp action. Or a breach. Can you imagine a breach live? All right, we're just going to react to the shadow here. I'm going to start a shadow trial. I am currently conducting a research with shark visibility, so here we go. I'm rolling. All right, so let's see here. He's indifferent to this shadow. Very unique. All right, there's one shadow trial there that the shark did not react to. This is a smaller shark. This is probably in the 7 to 8 foot range. So, as it goes towards those birds over there, you might get some action on the birds. All those white things are birds. Doesn't look like. So I'm going to head back a little bit. That other shark was headed this way. I know there were some surfers over here. So see that thing over there? You probably think that's a shark. It's not a shark. That's just a piece of kelp. Let's see where this other shark went. The one we were tracking earlier. Remember, it was headed this way. And it's amazing how it just disappeared. We had it earlier. This bigger shark, that tagged one, has been very sneaky. We have this one here. But I think this is a different shark. This is that same one we were watching. Unless it's got the tag. If that's got the tag on it, then it's that. It just looks like the same smaller one. Yeah. Huh. Well, I'm going to head back because battery decisions I have to make here. Maybe we'll get lucky and it'll be closer. I've only got another minute or so. It's right here. There's the shark. It's right here. Not that in the middle, but this. See the difference? That's a shark. That's a shark. 100% a shark. Look. There he is. 100% a shark. That's our bigger one. 9, 10 footer. All right. Well, that's going to do it for me. As I head back, I'm going to do one last scan. See if we have any action over here. Don't really see anything here. But I'm going to have a really good afternoon now. This water is really clear, so it looks like I'm going to film for the rest of the afternoon here. Capture some cool stuff. Look at this. Got another shark right here. This is great because it's actually close to me, so I can stay filming this shark for a little bit. Look at this. Oh boy, who is that? Okay, folks. You remember the shark on my video last 3 weeks ago. Go to my channel, and I was able to film this shark. Some of you got nervous because I was dangling my feet in front of the kayak in front of this shark. This is a shark that we've named Tina. Go to my channel and watch the video of us kayaking right next to this shark. It's tagged twice, unfortunately. I don't know why they tag them twice. But, yeah, go check that out. This is a real shark, folks. This is almost a 12-footer. She's an 11.5. But, I have got to change batteries. And with that, I'm going to leave you guys with one look at Tina. Again, go check out that video of me kayaking literally a foot away from the shark in underwater footage. So, thanks for joining, and I'll see you guys maybe again tomorrow. Bye-bye.